everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic prepositions. Now, this is part 9. In this session, we are going to discuss preposition on. Well, we have been revising prepositions in all these sessions with some additional points. So, in this session, we are going to do the same. In fact, this is the series which is going on, one preposition, many uses. So, we are going to continue that particular series. In this session, we will discuss different uses of preposition on. Well, on is a very important preposition. So, we are going to discuss that where we can use on as a preposition in our sentences. So, let's begin the session. So, first we'll have a brief introduction of on. The preposition on is a versatile word in English that can be used to indicate various relationships between objects, locations, and directions. Now, here let me have red pen. Okay, now let me tell you about on. What actually on is. Now, if two things are in contact with each other, first of all, if I say that something is on something upon something else, for example, if I say the pen is on the table, so there we can say that, or the most important example or the most simple example which I can give you over here, that I'm writing on this slide. I'm writing over here, so I'm writing on this slide. I'm making any object, I'm making any line, I'm making any writing part over here. So I'm writing on this slide or on this page. So you can see that this writing is just touching the surface of this particular object or this particular slide. Now, if something is on something, for example, the pen is on the table. Now the pen is on the table. So this pen is touching the surface of the table. Whenever something touches the surface of another thing and it is above that particular thing, we say on, or we use preposition on for that particular object. For example, if the cat is on the table, it means the cat is sitting on the table. Obviously, the cat must be touching the surface of the table or the top of the table. So whenever something is above something and it is touching the surface of that particular object which is below, we use preposition on. So on is used to show the location, to show the directions, to show the objects, but all the time they should touch the surface of another thing. So they should be in contact. Contact means touch. Though physically, though you can say that only just the part of it. For example, this particular thing is written on this slide or on this page. So prepositions and the definition is written on this page. So obviously this is touching the surface of this particular page. That is why we can use preposition on over here. So whenever something is written on something, whenever some touches the surface of the another thing and it is above that particular thing, we basically use preposition on in all those cases. So here we are going to discuss many sentences relating to preposition on. Here are some common uses of preposition on. Now we can see that we can have the objects, locations, and directions in terms of preposition on. Now let us begin. First of all, we'll discuss about location or position. For example, if we have to show the location or position, well, we can use many other prepositions as well, because we know well that one preposition many uses. Also, many prepositions can be used for a simple thing or a single thing. For example, for a location, we can use preposition in, we can use preposition at, we can use preposition on as well. For time, there are different categories. For direction, we can use to, towards, and on. Now, all these prepositions, they are different in the use of their context. So, according to the context of the sentence, they change. Now, here we are going to discuss preposition on to show the location and position. So, if I say the book is on the table, now I can say that the location of this book is on the table. So, just to show that the book is on the table, and of course, if the book is on the table, you must imagine that this book is on this. So, this is the book which is kept on the table. and you can see over here that this is the surface of the table and the book is touching the surface of this particular table. So therefore we can say the book is on the table. So this is how we show the position of a particular thing over something. She lives on the main street. Now, suppose there is a street, and of course, the person is not living on that particular street, but he is living on that particular part of the road, or you can say on the part of the road. For example, if there is a road over here, if there is a street over there, so we are just showing that he is living somewhere on that particular street. A street is basically, you can say, the path, which is the roads which are going on over there. So it can show the address as well. So on the main street, it means main street is just a part of that particular area and a particular street, and he lives on somewhere or some part of that particular road. Now, not on the road, but basically on the side of that particular road, or on, you can say, on in a building which is there. So on the main street. Now, if I say on the bank of the river, so obviously if you see the river and there is a bank of the river, bank means the ending part. So if there is a bank of the river, so somewhere, suppose there are many huts on the bank of the river. So the hut is actually on the side, or on the side of the river, of course, that is on the bank. So we can use on preposition for that as well, because those houses or those tents or those huts are touching the surface of that particular bank. The cat is sitting on the roof. Now the cat is on the roof, so we can say that on the roof because the cat is sitting over here, that is somewhere on the roof, and it is touching the surface of that particular roof. Now, if I say about an aeroplane, that the aeroplane is flying, so I cannot use on over there because the aeroplane is flying either above the roof or over the roof. But I cannot say that the aeroplane is flying on the roof. Why? Just because it is not touching the surface of our roof, of course. Now, if I say that the aeroplane is on the runway, so on the runway, because at that particular time it is touching the surface of the runway. But if it has taken off, of course it will not be the preposition on will not be used over there, because if you see that there is a roof and aeroplane is flying somewhere over here, so it is not touching the surface, of course, for sure. So for this aeroplane, we can either use over, we can use above or above, but we cannot use on because it is not touching the surface of the roof. That's it. So if something is above something, that doesn't mean that we have to use preposition on only. Though if we talk in Hindi, we use the same preposition or same word for in all such cases. But in English, it changes according to the context or the position of the word or the objects. Therefore, on will be used only when something touches the surface of another thing. Now, let us move further. Surface or contact. Now, which I have been telling you in all these sentences, this is written over here as well, that in case of on, it should touch the surface of the another thing. For example, now it does not mean that if suppose there is a table and some object is kept over here, suppose anything is kept over here, so it is just above it and touching the surface, we are using on. But suppose there is a wall and a wall clock is hung over here. Now, for this wall clock as well, we use on, just because it is touching the surface of this wall. Now, it is not over the wall, but it is just on the wall because it is touching the surface of that particular wall. That is why we are using on. For suppose whenever we make any dish or meal, we just keep the lid over the cauldron. So for that we can use preposition over. And for something else, for example, if I say spoon, I can say on the lid, but on the lid or on the table, on the mat. But if a clock is there, it is pasted to that particular wall, or it is hung on that particular wall, and it is touching the surface of that particular wall, though it is not above it, but it is on it, we will surely use on, just because it is touching the surface of that particular wall. Also, it is in contact with that particular wall. Contact here means touch. So it doesn't touch with that particular wall. That is why we are using on. Now, if you hang a painting, if you paste any sticker, if you paste any wallpaper on this wall, obviously on preposition will be used for all such things. So because we are just attaching that particular things to that particular wall. So there is a stain on your shirt. So a stain means some mark, some spot on your shirt. So obviously that spot is just touching the surface of your shirt. So of course we use preposition on. I put my keys on the counter. So obviously the counter is there and I put my keys over it and they are touching the surface of this counter, of course. So we will use preposition on. Please don't write on the walls. So it is command which everyone give to their children, that please don't write on the walls, because if they are writing on the walls, it means that particular writing or that particular mark of the pen is touching the surface of that particular wall. So there we can use preposition on. Now let us move further. For days and dates. Now, for example, if we have, suppose, short time durations. Short time durations. Now, what are the short time durations? Let us discuss this. Suppose we have days. Sorry, let me write this again. Suppose we have days and dates. So for days and dates, these are short time durations. These are considered short time durations. Therefore, we use on. For example, my birthday is on April 12th. For example, my birthday is on April 12th. So if I'm talking about some particular date, now I'm not talking about month. I'm talking about this date, 12th. So I can also write it like 12th of April or April 12th. So this is the format in which we write date. So my birthday is on April 12th. So I'm writing on over here to show that my birthday is on that particular date. Though, of course, it is not. Well, we have a meeting on Monday. So Monday is a day. So for showing that particular day, we can use on. For example, he's coming on Diwali. Now, Diwali is a particular day or it is on the particular date. So we can use on for that festival as well. The concert is on Friday night. So we are talking about a day over here. So we can use preposition on. Now, if there is any time duration which is short, we can use preposition on even for the festivals, or if we make any day particular in sense that it creates, that is, it is only for the short particular time. So we can use preposition on. Now let us move further. Supported by or resting upon. The picture is hanging on the wall. So obviously the picture is hanging on the wall, as I told you earlier as well. If we just paste anything over the wall, if we just hung anything over the wall, so it must be touching the surface of that particular wall, and for that we can use preposition on. The cup is on the saucer. So if the cup is kept on the or placed on the saucer, of course the cup is touching the surface of that particular saucer, and we can use preposition on. The bike is on the rack. So the bike is on the rack, so we can use on over there. Suppose the train is running on the track, though it is running, but it is just touching the surface of that particular track while it is running as well. So the train is running on the track. So obviously if the train is running, though it is in running position, but continuously it is in contact with that particular track, so we will use preposition on over there as well. The vehicle is running on the road or plying on the road. So obviously the vehicle will keep touching the surface continuously, will keep touching the road continuously, so obviously for that as well we will use the preposition on, though the vehicle is in movement, but that movement is not that it is just jumping from that particular road or jumping on that particular road. It is keep running on that particular surface only. It will be keep in touch with that particular surface while it is running. So if in that case as well, we can use preposition on. About or concerning. Now, if someone regards about something, concerned about something, so we can use preposition on, and in that case as well. For example, I need to talk to you on that matter. So on a particular matter, I want to talk to you. So for that particular thing as well, if we are concerning over something, so we can use preposition on in that case as well. Let us have a discussion on this topic. So we are going to discuss this topic. It means we have a discussion on this topic because we are concerned about this. She wrote a book on economics. Now, of course, she's not writing it by sitting on economics. Obviously, she has written a book on economics. It means on the part of economics, or you can say something about economics. Whatever knowledge she had about economics, she had written a book on economics. So, book on economics means book about economics, indicating progression or continuity. She worked on her project all night. So, if we show the progression or continuity of something, that is, she worked on her project. Now, she was working about her project. So, we can use preposition on because she is working for this project only all night. So, it was in continuation all night. So, we can use preposition on. The project is still on track. It means it is still in continuation. So we can use preposition on for that. For example, the goods are in transit. So we are using preposition in because they are in transit and we are talking about goods. But if something is you can say it is in continuous process which is going on, and regarding that particular thing we can use preposition on. They are making progress on the construction. So to show this progress we can use preposition on. Now let us move further. As a part of a plan of schedule, for example, the event is on the agenda. So the event is scheduled just to discuss about this agenda. So agenda is the key part of that. So we can use preposition on. We are on schedule for the project. What is on the menu for tonight? So what is on the menu? It means what is there in the menu. So we can use preposition on for that as well. Now let us move this further. In the direction of or along. To show the direction also, we can use preposition on. How? Well, let us go on a walk in the park. So we are going to go, we are going on a walk. We can use on. Now, they are traveling on the highway. So they are in the, on the highway, it means highway is a place which connects two places and creates a displacement between two places. So basically we can use preposition on over there as well. The hiker is on the trail. Now this sentence is very, very important. How? Hiker is a person who covers the long distances. Now, trail are actually the footprints or the marks which are created on the road or which are there on the road which one can follow. So the hiker is on the trail. It means he is just following the marks or spots or the footprints which were on the road. So the hiker is on the trail means he is just following that particular path or following those particular marks. Now let us move further. Supported by, when someone supports another one. So we can use preposition on over there as well. How? He is standing on one leg. So on one leg, it means if she is standing on one leg, it means only one leg is supporting her to stand. So we can use preposition on. She's on her tiptoes. So for example, if somebody stands with his tiptoes, so we can use preposition on because only that particular part is touching the surface of the earth or the part beneath her or under her, and she is standing in support of that particular thing only, on in support of that particular tiptoes only. She's not standing on foot, she's standing only on the tiptoes. That means only tiptoes are supporting her to stand, so we can use on in that case as well. The bridge is supported on the pillars, so obviously if the bridge is going on and it is supported only by these pillars, so we can use preposition on, because these are the bases who are just make this particular bridge stand properly. Now, one more thing is there. If I say that he went on foot, he went on foot. Now, in case whenever we go somewhere by a vehicle, we can use by train, by car, by bus, etc. But if somebody goes only by walking himself, for example, he just walks, he does not use any vehicle, in that case we can use on foot, just to show that he's just going there only on his foot. Now let us move further. As a condition or a state, to show the condition or a state of someone, we can use preposition on. How? I'm on vacation, they are on a strike, so their position is, their condition is that they are on strike. She's on diet. So here, to show the condition or to show the state of that particular person, we can use preposition on. Now let us move further. For time, the meeting is on Monday. So Monday is a day which is a short time duration. We can use preposition on. I will see you on your birthday. So again, birthday is a particular event, so we can use preposition on. She was on time. It means she was exact on that particular time, which was the you can say which was the safe part of that particular time. It means she's not late. Now, one more thing is there. If before a day or date, now we have already learned that whenever we have a short time duration, we use preposition on. But if before day and date, we have word like last, next, or we have yesterday, today, we cannot use preposition on. If there is a day that is today, I cannot say on today. That will be incorrect, because today is a particular day. We cannot use on with that. If I say yesterday, so yesterday is a particular day, we cannot use on yesterday. That will be incorrect. So if a word is preceded by last or next, we will not use preposition on in this case. How? Suppose I say that she went there on last Sunday. Now this is the sentence. If this is the sentence, we cannot write on before it. So the correct sentence will be she went there last Sunday. On will be omitted from this part. Now let us move to the next one. To indicate position. If we want to indicate the position, we can use preposition on. How? He is on the team. It means his position is there in the team. On the team means that he is a part of the team. Now, let us take some example. If there are 11 players in a cricket team, we know that there are 11 players. Now, it is not like all the 11 players go and play on in that particular match which is going on. Maybe possible 10 are there who will go and play the match, but one will not. So he is the part of that particular team, but he did not go to play. So for that particular person, we can use preposition on, because he was on the team. It means he was the member of that particular team. He was a part of that particular team, though it hardly matters whether he goes goes to play or not, but he was the part of that particular team. She's on the committee. Now, if I say she's on the committee, it means she's just the part of the committee. I'm on the board of directors. It means I'm also the part of board of directors. Though I'm not an active director, but I'm on the board of directors. It means my name is mentioned in the list of board of directors. That's it. We can use preposition on over there as well. Now let us move further. If something is attached or affixed with something else. For example, there is a note on the door. So you must have seen many times that on your door, somebody pastes his sticker or anything. Now, suppose I went to a office and sorry, I went to an office and I see that a note is pasted over there on which it is written that the office is closed for 2 days. Now, of course, this note will be on the pasted or attached with that particular door. So it is on the contact. Sorry, it is in the contact with the door. So we can use preposition on. The sign on the building says open. So again, you must have seen many times. For example, if you visit any place like restaurant or all, and there a signboard is written over there, is kept over there or affixed over there, which shows us whether the restaurant or that particular place is open or closed. So it has two sides. On one side it is written open and another side it is written closed, and they just affixed that on a particular hook, or they just paste it on the wall, and you can just reverse it. And not you, of course the person who are working over there, persons who are people who are working over there, they can just change their signboards to show that whether it is open or closed. So you can see the sign on the building says open. Also, you must have seen many times in a bus, that particular sticker or that particular part is on the front of that particular bus, so that you can see that where is this bus coming from and going to. So on that particular board, the things are mentioned over there. Now let us move further. Again, in support or contact, we have already discussed this thing. Again, what can be the thing? It depends on the weather. So suppose you are just getting in your mind, or you are just thinking that whether it will rain today or not. So it depends on the weather. So we can use, because this is depending on something else, so this is a supporting statement, we can use preposition on. Success relies on hard work. It means success comes only to those people who do hard work. I will go if you come on time. So this thing depends on this thing. We can use preposition on. Regarding or about, let us talk about the report, or let us talk on the report. She gave a presentation on the topic. I have some thoughts on this matter. So it is just as we have discussed earlier as well. We can use preposition on. For transportation, now this one is very, very important again. Whenever we have public transport, we use preposition on. But if we have private vehicles, we use preposition in. Now, if someone is traveling by train, he will use he's on the train and not in the train. I travel on the bus, because bus is a public transport. So for public transport, we use preposition on. We are going on a road trip. So on is used for this. They are sailing on a ship. Again, a ship is a public place or is a public vehicle. So we use on. For example, on the train, on the aeroplane. Now, on the aeroplane does not mean that you are just sitting on the roof of the aeroplane. No, on the aeroplane, of course, you are in that particular aeroplane, but you are on the aeroplane just because that is also a public vehicle and you are using it. So you are on the aeroplane. So in these cases, we use on preposition to show the public vehicles. Now let us move further. Means of communication. For means of communication as well, we use preposition on. How? I contacted her on the phone. So I talked with her on the telephone or on the mobile. So the medium of communication is phone, and for that, to show that particular medium of communication, we can use preposition on. We communicate on social media, because social media is a platform through which we can communicate with many people. So we are getting or providing the information on social media. For example, we got this information on the blog, or we just posted this on the blog. We posted this information on the blog. We posted this information on FB. So it means we are just making that public through a social media platform. So we can use preposition on, because we are pasting that particular thing to that particular platform. And after that, the information that we have given is just attached or affixed or in contact with that particular surface. That therefore we can use preposition on. The game will be live on television tonight. Now, for example, we see match. So what happens? The match, they are live on the television. So television is just a medium of communication on which we are getting the information about match, the all the details about match or through that particular television only. So it is live on the television, so we can use preposition on for that as well. For example, we got this information on the radio, or the news come on the radio. Sorry, this news came on the radio. So on the radio means it is just the means of communication over there, from which we are getting the information, or we are providing the information through that particular thing. So we, for that we can use preposition on. Now let us move further. For price or cost, for example, the t-shirt is on sale for ₹100. So on sale, it means the price of this t-shirt is just ₹100 and this is the selling price. Now this is the price for sale. Sale actually refers to a term in which people, the shopkeeper, they sell their products which are maybe outdated, or you can say just to enhance their marketing. So what they do, they just keep their some of their stuff on sale. It means on lower prices than usual. The tickets are on special offer. How much did you spend on lunch? So for the to show that particular cost, we can use on. Also, for example, there was a discount on mark price. So 10% discount on mark price. So we can use on preposition in such cases as well. Now, to show the means of transport, he's on the bus. Like I have already told you, they are traveling on the train. She went on a cruise. So it is just similar to what we have already read. Events at places, the concert is on the beach. So if some event takes place on a particular place, we can use preposition on. For example, the concert is on the beach. Now it does not mean that it is on the waves of that particular sea. No, beach means a particular area which is just near that particular sea or that particular area. So that is on the beach. It means the part is that event. So there we can use that. They had a meeting on the premises. So on the premises, it means where the premises is, we can use preposition on. Now let us discuss some more sentences which are using preposition on. So the book is on the table. My father is coming to Delhi on Monday. Aarti got married on 5th February. Vikas was standing on one foot. Hang your coat on the hook. Anju played a tune on her guitar. This information is available on the internet. Dishant went to temple on foot. The train is running on the track. The doctor has him on antibiotics. Now this sentence is again very important. If the doctor or anyone keeps the patient on antibiotics, or if a person is living on some kind of edible, for example, on food, on medicine, we can use preposition on. You can get me on 11111. Now this is my phone number through which you can contact me. So you can get me on means you can contact me on this phone number. Mr. Rahul wrote a book on environment. So obviously he's a person who has written a book on the environment. So we can use preposition. She's on the bus. Come on time. Shubham is on diet. She kept on crying. Kept on crying. It means she was continuously crying. Now you can rely on me. She put on a red blazer. So put on a means wear or wore. So you can rely on me. It means you can trust me. So in these cases, we can use preposition on. That's it. I hope you understood the concept of preposition on. Thank you very much.